Praise the Lord. Bright light and snowy nights. Where am I going? Can you tell where I'm at? I'm at the place. There's a grocery store where we've seen the dirty needles before. We've got more video on the way of that. I want to show you and highlight how much Nathan is trying, and then other institutions or people, to show you the real dichotomy. And we did a video on this. Can you see it? You see it right there. I actually want to get a little more closer to this, so there's no question. There should be no question exactly what that is. What I actually get uploaded to YouTube when I want to isn't nearly as much as I'd like it to be. But I do have it. I do have a lot of content that's just not up yet. And trying to do the best things. Where am I going right now? Well, praise the Lord, 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven, I do believe there's one up here. And it's just, it's one of those things about tobacco. I can live without it. I do not like to. It will kill me. It's very peculiar, isn't it? My city of my birth is Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Winston brand cigarettes and Salem brand cigarettes. Camelot's my step-grandmother, or ex-step-grandmother, because when your boomer parents can't stop making bad decisions, you just have relatives like that. Geneva. Not Geneva May Steele. That's the oldest cousin my father has. It has that video. My family always matters to me. Very, very good. Still, I think probably today the best pulse of where country store is. Walking through this slush here. But Geneva made my ex-step-grandmother. She died in 2001. She made Camelots. She made the best ones all of her life. And she never smoked a single one of them. It's a very admirable trait. She worked hard. And she made cigarettes. Tobacco is what this country was basically founded on. It just so happens that my city of my birth, Winston-Salem, makes tobacco and Krispy Kreme donuts. That's what we're good at making. In my hometown, so I was born in Winston-Salem, and I did live there 2001 to 2005. But the city of my birth, my hometown, Mount Airy, North Carolina, not a far drive away, is where the home of Andy Griffith showed. It's the town that Mayberry's based on. Oh, things happen when you don't have a vehicle. You gotta go underneath them trees. But I'm going to get tobacco. I'm going to get Swisher Sweets. Why then? Because they're cheaper than pack cigarettes. You don't like it? I really don't like them. I'd rather have cigarettes. I bet most of you would rather not hear the truth. Things like my father is a child molester, so in this state of West Virginia, because West Virginia is governed by a dog's butthole. So it's just naturally, when I talk about it in conversations with people one-on-one, I just mention the dog's butthole governing the state and show them the picture, and then it falls into place. Everybody here in Colorado gets that, and they're like, well, no wonder we get it. It's awful, but what more could you expect? Monday we have the oldest Veterans Day Parade in United States history. William Welch. It will have the largest mural in the state, actually completed by Tom Acosta, along with a whole other one archived in the Library of Congress about the Great Depression. A mural he painted and then immediately acquired as I was interning for free full-time for 10 months in Charlotte, North Carolina. Tom Acosta was acquiring the largest home in the poorest place in America, one he would eventually make me homeless from in 2016, after also being screened at the U.S. Capitol in a documentary he was featured in, Emmy-nominated, called Hollow the documentary. A documentary about poverty. The filmmaker literally stayed at Tom Acosta's house and failed to demonstrate care, which is why I had that video For you, I will. It's a very jumbled up video, but it's a good one. It says all the truth. It's all this channel is. I'm here at 7-Eleven, and one drag of Swisher Sweets will make me feel better. So that's why I'm out here. It is so frustrating. I cannot afford Drano or dish soap. Dish soap I will get maybe on Tuesday at the food bank. I do live next to a grocery store. I have $4. I'm going to spend it on tobacco. I'll get the dish soap. Dishes will get clean Tuesday. I miss working at 7-Eleven. You know, that job, it's just 7-Eleven. I just want to tell you, however in the world you are, at being people, when I was working at 7-Eleven, it was like every single day. I did that. Wasn't that very difficult. I liked the coworkers, liked the customers, we had good music, and it was like every single day I clocked out, I was like, I'm this much closer. Something better happening. Working hard, working. I would say we're working very hard. It was hard to come to work and have a place to stay. And that's what ultimately led me to go to California. Because I had already carried all of my bags, like 6 or 7 of them. You know, wherever I was going, to work. Not knowing when I was at work, where I was going. It snowed then. Absolutely. That's what homelessness is. Today, well, forget there. I was at 7-Eleven, and I just know the world doesn't know who I am. Or like, you know, Tanacosta is a big deal. There's people in my personal world that are just like, your dad's a shitty artist. I mean, my dad was on a West Virginia Public Service announcement. He was in the Wyeth Gallery, one of the most prestigious art galleries in the world. You cannot ever discredit my father being a big deal, or the West Virginia law enforcement saying they work for Tanacosta. That means there's no need to have a tourism industry in West Virginia. It's like every single time I say those words and these videos are on there, it is fighting for all this right for all of my family and for yours. It is letting you know there is no reason. Maybe you can tell somebody there is no reason for you to ever consider. Don't even go through I-77. Just go around West Virginia, go north to south through an alternate way, because you never know. It's a lawless state. He's governed by dog's butthole. And his premier artist is suing the state and sleeping with a 7-year-old boy, or certainly was in 2023. Beyond working at 7-Eleven, I was promoted out here. In 366 days to put commercials on TV for 45 million people. I was never trained, and I worked at home for as long as I could. Before that, I was #1 in this nation, meaning nobody else could do it better, and there was many people trying to. And they finally, in Washington, D.C., at our headquarters, our national affiliate, when I worked for a state Association of Health and Physical Education Teachers, along with sport management, dance, recreation, other types of professionals like that. They actually invited me to West Virginia, right outside Washington, D.C. They said, we can't figure it out, Nathan. Can you please come present to us and share the secrets of your success? And I did. I'm very skilled, but what am I doing right now? I'm trying to survive the winter. We are paying in this nation $6,000 a month, and we'll never stop, just for me to have housing, medication, and utilities. I cannot afford Drano or dish soap. But we're spending, is this country doing everything as hard and as fast as it possibly can? And it's doing it pretty hard. But I have like $98 left in food stamps, refills on December 3rd. We'll be going to the food bank in this kind of weather on a bus and maybe a scooter, as I've had to before. Is this the Henry David Thoreau? You know, live life like you never imagined. Quote. Is it really? Is it really? How much is West Virginia paying every single second Automaton the Child Blaster, 66 years old, to be buck wild. And literally has a portrait of his brother, Michael, who I don't think he even wanted to have the portrait made. You should know that. But that portrait is in Senator Joe Manchin's office, the successor to the longest-serving senator in United States history. And Uncle Mike, my dad's brother, slept with Aunt Nora, my mom's sister, in her butthole. Senator Manchin's office has never contacted me back. Seems like a problem. So I like to work at 7-Eleven. I worked at 7-Eleven twice. I worked at 7-Eleven in 2021 when I worked for an HVAC company. I got hired on the same day, 2 jobs. I worked every single day from June 1st to Labor Day. The HVAC company was supposed to make me, is temp to perm, supposed to make me perm. I was getting ready to print out my resignation at the HVAC place for my letter to resign at 7-Eleven because they were going to make me perm. They said, oh no, due to market conditions in Japan and COVID, we're actually laying you off. So I had to work at 7-Eleven until I worked at another place that was a racist employer. At the break room, my boss was calling people niggers. And I reported that. And they wanted to reassign me. Just do what was easiest for them, not what was right. We always do what is best. Sometimes we do what is easiest, what is fastest. We should try to always do our best. O'Reilly Sportswear in Englewood, Colorado is no longer in business. After like 60-some years, they're finally out of business. Probably because they're calling people diggers. But that was a contributing factor to me going homeless. Betsy Vetter of the American Heart Association, North Carolina Director for Government Relations, was a part of me being #1 in the country back in 2010 and 2011, and was still about the time she gave up on Nate when I had to go onward. Because I had to, after that employer in Colorado was calling people niggers. It's unfortunate that our boomers just give up on the best things they ever created. But I'm gonna go get some tobacco. One hit of that. He saw work. You know, when I started smoking, I was actually a freshman in college. Why did I start? Here's the real reason. I did want to know, back when I was 18, what was it like to be addicted to something? I was just naturally curious about that. But also, I saw how much I was borrowing in student loans. I saw that I had an intern. It was required to graduate from there. Elon University, which I was at my 3rd week of 725 days homeless. When I felt I had no other home, I went there. The Boomer administration there had me permanently banned and stopped the peaceful intervention, calm and quiet. It was already underway by Dr. Archibald at the Student Health Center because my father went to January 6th. That was their reason. So they didn't care if I died. And I was literally in San Francisco. And there's that video of me at the Whole Foods on like Pacific Street in San Francisco, where there's a graduate walking by with an Elon University t-shirt. And I'm like, Elon University is in Burlington, North Carolina. It's a great American tragedy, isn't it? Right over there's Whole Foods. I have not been to that one yet. Don't really need to go to Whole Foods. We're paying $6,000 a month. We don't have housing, utilities, and medication. I don't need to go to Whole Foods. My brother works for he works for Amazon. I think Amazon is paying my brother a highest cost ever to be loading and unloading trucks. My brother Drew Acosta was barely, he didn't graduate on time from a less prestigious university, University of North Carolina, Greensboro. But he went on vacation with his roommate to Denver before Tom Acosta made me homeless. Before he was hired by Stephen Smith and Kate Long of Try This, West Virginia. Two people I think would be integral and being a part of the solution. They are that liberal blue pocket at West Virginia that should be able to stand up and say, even if Tom Acosta says that, and the law enforcement works for Tom Acosta, we still know that him sleeping with a 7-year-old boy is wrong. We're going to see into it. They can't. They haven't. They have never demonstrated to me that they can do anything except hire my brother to find healthy solutions for West Virginia at $9,000 a year in this kind of weather. Kate Long was a reporter, a serious one, for 29 years. Today, Stephen Smith is supposed to be the director of an organization called West Virginia Can't Wait. What could it be waiting for? I believe that my brother Drew Acosta, this is the first time I'm saying this, I think Jeff Bezos would be like, I remember going to that HVAC place I worked at. I was setting appointments at Motley. Hold on just a minute. Monster energy drink and some tobacco. That's what you need. Sometimes. That's not fun. I was working at Motley, a division of the world's largest HVAC manufacturer, given Daikin. The day that Jeff Bezos went to outer space. Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon, grew up in a shack, I think in New Mexico. Tiny little place. American dream worked for that bummer, didn't it? Divorce bummer. We just got the ability in Colorado, praise the Lord, for gay marriage. I believe that my brother Drew Acosta should be the most photographed man in the world. Why do I believe that? I think we need to look at the metrics on what Princess Diana got, and he needs to surpass that as soon as possible. Probably before he gets to be her age. My brother likes to run. If you watch that video, less wild, more wonderful, it's the Thanksgiving video. I'll link it in the description. I'll try to do it on this time. I say that about this time last year, my brother the only thing he was thankful for was his running group. He loves to run. I walked over 100 miles while homeless in this kind of weather. And every single month while homeless, I have the fitness data that proves that. I have a lot of data that I can't access due to the smashed iPhone. I need to get a new iPhone. An iPhone. I believe that my brother Drew, you remember Forrest Gump? That movie? Remember how he runs? I think my brother should run all times, always. Homeless and with a guided assistant. I think my brother should be running to tell the story about homelessness and that he was a person that didn't care, but now he does. That should be what my brother does. But he is loading and unloading trucks with a college degree and not caring about me or Tom Acosta being a child molester. Is he coerced or being, silenced? Maybe. But my brother also drove away from me in the snow when I was homeless in 2016, when my father made me homeless. Our mother, Rita Kay, made us homeless in 2004. But then I went #1 in the country. I got promoted in 366 days in a global pandemic. Going back to the conversation, I know I don't finish everything in complete sentences. It's something I'm trying to get way better at doing these YouTube videos. Why did I start smoking? So I wanted to know what it would be like to be addicted to something. I also was in that freshman dorm. And I did have somewhat of a good roommate, Tom, who was Pennsylvania and was very much like, if anybody bothers you for being gay, you let me know. But he was always in that dorm all the time. So was his girlfriend all the time. So Nathan went out to go smoke all the time. That was stupid. But a big main reason was I looked at how much I was borrowing, how long it would take to pay off, how many things had to go right flawlessly as a gay person at 18. And I said, I don't want to be 85 years old and still paying off college loans. And then Elon University in 2022 bans me permanently just because they didn't like that I was there as a homeless person, because Tana Costa went to January 6th. And I quit working indefinitely for Tana Costa when he went to January 6th. In 2020, we had a record online sales month selling art. All of his art clients, anybody who knows my dad. That's all it takes. If you know my dad, you have never had a favorable, supportive opinion of Nathan. Ever. Just being honest. Does this make any sense to you, Nancy Brown, CEO of the American Heart Association? What about you, Nancy Pelosi? I was homeless in your district. Severely. Have a lot to say to you, Nancy Pelosi. Right now, I'm finding a way to just hold on. I'm gonna take his scooter back. Scooters are free. For anyone in Colorado, has food stamps or Medicaid. So scooters. Life gives you limes. Got that. Scooter wrecks are bad when you're homeless. When you're wrecking a snow, you get the wind knocked out of you, and you know there is no going home and feeling better. There is no home. Today I have a home, paying $6,000 a month. We have home, medication, and utilities. But I feel like including this part too. This coat, I just got it the other day from a veteran of the United States Navy. He was certainly homeless, and he had 2 recliners, and he was like, I want to switch out these recliners for an L-shaped couch. You can have these recliners, Nate. He gave me a coat. And then he was like, well, I want you to go, and I want my headphones back. I was borrowing his headphones and sitting in a recliner. He wanted me to do something else, and I was just like, I need a minute. And he's like, I want my coat back. He already has another coat. I was like, we need to make sure your son has a coat. I haven't had headphones, and I love music. Love country music. I haven't had headphones since July. I have iPhone headphones that don't work with this Android phone. iPhone smashed in August. But I have JLab wireless earbuds. The charge pod got stolen at the San Francisco homeless shelter along with that Social Security card. Still waiting on. And it's like $6 at Walmart. Still don't have it. But we're paying $6,000 a month. Home sweet home. I defeated homelessness before my cousin Andy, probably the closest relative, closer to me than my brother, for sure. Before he got out of prison. So he would have a place. I mean, it was a goal of mine when I first became homeless. I got to defeat homelessness before he gets out, and I did. He got out of prison, and he said, I'm definitely not trying to help. Of course, Tom Costa being a child molester. David Blevins, his father, He's an atomic bomb too. Has millions of dollars. He stole his family's birthright from all his siblings in the 1970s. Happy holidays. So I think I'm going to call this video, It's Almost Veterans Day in America's first all-American city, which is Denver. Not far away at all from the longest strait in America. And I wanted to also include this part. We'll do more videos on this. For sure, we have to. This mural in Princeton, West Virginia, called In Honor of All Veterans, was painted in 2002. It was a contract awarded to Tom Costa and Eldon Justice, but a significant portion of it was painted by me and my brother Joe Acosta while we were on our joint custody summer vacation. We were working on this mural before the sun came up and after the sun went down. Around this time, the very best homeless U.S. veteran in the world, who is no longer homeless, supposed to be working out with Travis. I don't know how that's going, but he was in that war pretty much about the time I was painting this mural, and it's very, very, very important. This is why we'll do more videos on this. To understand, this mural work is not at all doing the job it's supposed to do. It's not really honoring our veterans, is it? I don't think it is. And I don't think that enough people in West Virginia know that. There's not many people in West Virginia. It keeps exporting its people and its coal. And it has never stopped. But for the people that are there, they definitely need to know this. And like I said earlier in the video, I would not recommend any non-West Virginians to ever go to West Virginia. Happy Veterans Day.